So Bruno, maybe you could talk us through a framework for thinking about what are the options available.
Sure. So you can really think of this as a 2x2 matrix. You know, in business school and consultants, we like 2x2 matrices. And one dimension of the matrix is whether you own the asset or whether you're just a buyer of the energy through a power purchase agreement, through a PPA. The other dimension is whether the asset that is generating the electricity that you either own or buy is located on site, such as rooftop solar, or in some cases near site as well, but still connected to your system, if you like. Or if it's what we call a utility scale project, which is typically remote from your site, and on which then you'd be relying on the grid to wheel the power to your site. So in the case of India, this is what we call the open access regime.
And of course, one other option in that list is really around renewable energy credits. But we're going to de-emphasize that in this course because it's always been seen as sort of a premium program, right? Something that you would pay additional for, and probably predates the point at which we found there was a clear economic driver to make all this happen.
That's right. So a lot of the renewable energy credits were used for really compliance with some obligations that some entities had, which they had to either procure renewables and show the credits, or if they couldn't do that and they were still relying on the grid and maybe thermal power, buy the credits to fulfill their regulatory obligations.
But we're really in a new space now.
Absolutely, I think so.
So let's quickly look at examples in each one of those quadrants of the matrix. And you'll see on your screen categories A, B, C, and D. We'll just talk through very quickly how each one of those generically works. In the rooftop model, where you own that asset, there are companies, HSBC is one of them, who have experimented with owning rooftop solar. More common, though, is where companies have decided they want somebody else to manage that asset. They want it on their roof, but they don't want it on their balance sheet. And this would be the strategy that IKEA has employed in its quest to go 100% renewables. If we move to the bottom left, we see companies like Google, who have actually gone so far as to become equity owners in wind farms far away from their operating sites and data centers, but as a way of creating ownership in the asset that they are ultimately being supplied by. And finally, in this box D, we have companies like BT, who don't own the wind farm, but have committed to long-term offtake from those assets owned by others. And really, this comprises the full suite of options that we see available.